This is Klaus. You guys might remember a video of him from last year eating a cow bone. Aw, I love you too, little guy. You're a good boy. But ever since that, he's been on a vegan diet. All of his toys and everything are vegan. And his bones are now carrots. See, he knows that word. But he grew into a pretty large and healthy fellow. Pretty big guy. I still call him little guy though, because I got him when he was like 2 weeks old and I still had to bottle feed him. He'll always be my little guy. Yeah. So dogs can do well as vegans. But this is what I've been working on since I got unemployed. And you know, I decided my days felt empty because usually my day consisted of building things. So I decided to build a hydroponic system. Plumbing is a little bit out of my range, but I did it anyways. So I took some inspiration from other people's trough designs. Most people put it on a stair step kind of thing going down. I decided I didn't need that for water flow as long as the back is higher than the front. And I was right, kind of. The back legs I needed to prop up a little higher. Now they're 3 or 4 inches higher than the front. And that helps with water flow on parts like this. And you know, my pump was a little oversized, so because the drainage isn't as good as it could have been if I put it on a stair step design, because of that, it was getting backed up at that pipe and this pipe. It was getting backed up, so that plot would overflow and this one would overflow too. And so I installed an inline valve that regulates how much water is getting pumped up through the pump. And another mistake I made was this plot and this one. You can see this one is pretty damn close to flowing over, even though I have the valve and I propped up the back legs and everything. So I built up a berm around both of those. This one isn't as bad as it used to be, but I left the caulk on. I built a berm of clear silicone caulk to help eliminate that, and it works out just fine. You know, there's a couple reasons other than just being bored why I decided to build this. I love growing plants, and I live in a shitty area, as you guys know. One of my main concerns about gardening in the front yard was getting shot while I'm working on my plants. So because I keep my blinds closed, nobody knows where I am in my house, and so very little chance of getting shot while I'm gardening. Another reason is the insane water cost. You guys know I live in the desert. My front yard garden was using like 1,000 gallons or more a month to maintain, and that gets fucking expensive. I mean, it was costing me like $250 a month, at which point it makes sense to just go buy the herbs and spices at the goddamn store because it's so expensive to grow them yourself here in the ground. So this hydroponic system only uses 30 to 40 gallons a month. I've only had to refill about 4 gallons so far, and it's been running for a week. So it may be even less than that. It may be 16, 20 gallons a month. But I'm planning on it taking 40, which is still a negligible cost in comparison to what it used to be. And then that light is going to cost me about $20 a month. It only draws 1.3 amps of power, and it's only on for 16 hours a day. I did 16 hours a day so that I can sleep, so that the light isn't on while I'm sleeping. Because it's pretty fucking bright. This is almost as bright as daylight right here. So what I've got is I got this English thyme at the store. It was growing completely sideways when I first got it, but see, it understands now that the light is up there, so it doesn't need to grow sideways anymore. it's starting to adjust a little bit. And then there's oregano. The oregano is adjusting a lot faster than the thyme did. And then back here I have some kale. I have more kale sprouts in my garage. I put those in pretty fucking early. I just wanted to see if they would survive. I still have like, I don't know, 30 or 40 kale sprouts in my garage in my other botanical experimentation area, which is where I got these cross braces. I built this wall in my garage to section off a 300 square foot area for another botanical project I might show you guys. This hydroponic system is no secret. I did a slight variation to what people usually do, but there's no secrets here. The stuff that's going on in my garage is kind of top secret. It's my own recipe of how to do things, and it took me a lot of research to figure it out. I'm still working out the kinks of my methods, but it's very special to me, and I don't really want to let out the secret yet of how I'm gardening back there. But this is totally veganic. I use general hydroponics, hydroponic nutrients, and it's working out great so far. I also have basil sprouting back there in my other botanical project that I have going on in my garage. As well as I just put in some seeds to sprout from my homie's garden. I'm watching his house currently, but he said take all the fruits and vegetables out of his garden that I want. So I took a jalapeno today. His jalapenos are fucking hot. They're as hot as the habaneros that you can buy at Whole Foods. They are so hot. So I grabbed one of those and took the seeds out of it to sprout in my garage. And I took seeds out of a cherry tomato, because his cherry tomato plants are pretty hardy. They can dry out completely and still survive. So I figure they'd probably do even better in a hydroponic system. Outside of the desert sun, outside of the dry desert air and all this stuff. Because really this system, all of the water that disappears out of this system goes into the air in here, so it's a lot more damp in my house now, which is really nice. I like it to be humid. It also helps keep it warm and keep it cool inside. But this is the tank. It's just a $15 Rubbermaid or whatever container. But all the water comes down out of this last trough, down, ding, ding. It's almost like a Marble Works machine, which is pretty cool. It comes down into here, boom. Gets cycled back into the pump, and the pump brings it up out of the lid and comes up, and it goes into that first trough. And it cycles all the way through like a fucking Marble Works machine, all right? So it's pretty sweet. Really fun side project. I'm probably gonna look for a job next week because I said I would take a month off when I get laid off. Well, this is week 3. I built this thing in week 2. Now it's week 3 of unemployment. Almost done with week 3, so yeah, next week I'll probably start looking for a job and tell people I can start the next Monday if they want help, which I'll probably start, because in my trade men are in high demand always, so it's not an issue. But yeah, another handy thing other than not getting shot and lower water use is my kitchen is right here. Boom. I'll be cooking some pasta here and be like, oh fuck, I forgot to put some oregano. I better go all the way to my garden right here and get some. So it's right here, right on the other side of this wall for my kitchen. And it's gonna be so handy, so little water use, very little electricity use, and I don't have to get shot over it. So it's a everybody wins kind of situation, this garden. Jelly likes to chill here and listen to the sound of the water too. She's an old lady, and she doesn't put up with a whole lot of Klaus's bullshit, but they're fond of each other now, for the most part. So everything is going good over here, and you can have fun as a vegan in recovery. This was a lot of fun to put together, and I'm sure I'll get lots more fun out of it to come. Peace out, guys. Go vegan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.